I pray for anyone that's watching this, any of you, my brothers and sisters that are pro-abortion. I pray for softness of your heart. I pray that the scales may drop off your eyes and you may see abortion for what it really is. I think that suffering is redemptive. And I think as Catholics and Christians, we get this more so than the rest of the world. Like, I think the rest of the world is like, you shouldn't suffer. You should feel no pain. You have a headache, take Advil, take Tylenol, like numb something if it hurts. Like, you shouldn't experience any pain or discomfort. And not that I want people to suffer. I don't. But I think there is something to, like, we teach our kids when they're in pain, like, who do you want to offer this up for? My son scraped his knee really bad last night. And I was like, who do you want to pray for? So he says who he wants to pray for. And sometimes my kids in the past have been hurt and like, oh, I pray that abortion ends. And it's like, that happened. Well, not quite, but Roe versus Wade was overturned. So at the national level, that's been overturned. And now it's up to each individual state. So we need to keep praying. We need to keep fighting. I pray for anyone that's watching this, any of you, my brothers and sisters that are pro-abortion. I pray for softness of your heart. I pray that the scales may drop off your eyes and you may see abortion for what it really is. It is not women's health care. It is murder. It is the murder of an innocent, beautiful baby. I gave a talk when I lived in Ireland. I was pregnant with my first. And in Ireland, we lived in a really, really rural area. So the ultrasound machine, I think, was like kind of like what we had here in the States in like the 70s. And so it was real black and white, fuzzy image, and it just wasn't a very good quality. And so that's what people are used to seeing. And when I came back to the States, my sister got me in to get a 3D ultrasound, and it was amazing. I've never seen anything like it. And I could see my little one in my womb doing flips, sucking his thumb, moving his mouth, like moving his face, and you could see his eyes and his nose. It was so beautiful. I gave a talk at our local Gaelic high school, and I basically talked to them about abortion. And some of the girls were telling me beforehand that they were talking like, oh, would you have an abortion? Oh yeah, no, my parents would kill me. Of course I would. Even though at the time abortion was illegal in Ireland, a lot of people would go to England to have an abortion, or you could order RU486. You could order the morning after pills through and abortion pills through Northern Ireland and get it that way. They're like, oh yeah, no, I would. No, my dad would kill me. Of course I would. And they're just kind of chatting or whatever. And like, yeah, abortion's fine, whatever. And we know Catholics aren't really into it. And then I gave my presentation. It wasn't emotional. It was just factual. It was like, okay, at this many weeks, this is this type of abortion. This many weeks, this is this. And I just described the types of abortion. And I had a slideshow and I showed pictures. And I'm like, okay, at this age, the baby can suck its thumb. And then I showed a picture of a video of my baby that I'm pregnant with as I'm giving this talk. And I'm like, this is him sucking his thumb right here. This is what's going on. And they just were in awe. And these girls afterwards were like, just in shock, and like, oh, well, Cameron, I didn't know it was a baby. It's really a baby. Like, yeah, it really is. You've got a baby in your womb. Like, yeah, I do. I have a baby in my womb. Like, they just didn't know. And so when science got more advanced, I was like, obviously, Roe versus Wade will be overturned now, because now we know. Science is on our side. Like, back then, we didn't really know, but now we know. And then it wasn't. And I'm like, it will be eventually. And I've gone to multiple March for Lives. I've done pro-life marches in Ottawa, Canada, San Diego, Texas, Atlanta, like all over with our kids. And and always like, eventually our prayers will be answered. And I really think on this feast day of the Sacred Heart, like, there's been so many rosaries that have said, so many prayers, so many prayer services for this to actually happen, and now it has, and I am so happy, and I think you should rejoice and be happy too.